Alright, Happy New Year to you. Today we're going to be installing a little bit of ambiance to the Sierra. What we're going to be doing is installing this Ziste 7-color 48 LED Footwell kit. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to install it sort of the way it's intended to be installed. My vehicle has a lot of accessory ports that I'm not using. And then what I'll do is down the road I'll do another video, maybe in my wife's vehicle, or maybe I'll convert this one over, showing how to actually use like a fuse tap or splice it into existing power. But the kit is actually quite nice. Anybody can install this. You don't have to cut any wires. It's really easy to do, and I really want to demonstrate that, okay? So it's got all kinds of functionality. We'll play around with that once we get it installed, but let's go ahead and take a look inside the Sierra and see what we're going to do. Alright? Alright, let's take a quick look at what the kit includes. You get 4 high-quality LED light bars, each one consisting of 12 RGB LEDs. These are adhesive backed with 3M adhesive. You get a remote. The remote allows you to change the color, the brightness, adjust the pulse or the fade. There are also 4 music controls or audio controls that allow the LEDs to pulse to music, okay? They do recommend that this control box be located near a speaker if you're going to use the audio control. In my case, I'm going to have it kind of away from the speakers, but I have Bose audio, so I'm just going to turn it up louder if I want to make the lights pulse. They do recommend, or you're actually required, to have this IR receiver accessible or visible so that you can point your remote at it, okay? This is what receives the signal from the remote. So have that hanging out of the dash if you've got this up in the dash, okay? Now this is a feature I really like, is that it's USB powered, okay? It actually has a USB jack on it, alright? This allows you to plug directly into a USB port, which most modern vehicles have. This Sierra has it. The 98 last week that we're working on, my Silverado, my plow truck, has nothing. It has lighter ports. So they include this as well, alright? You've got a 2-port accessory charging adapter, okay? One's a 1 amp, one's a 2.1 amp. So you can also charge your cell phone along with powering your LEDs at the same time, okay? So this is what I mean about the kit being all-inclusive, okay? This gives you everything you need basically to install it in any vehicle without splicing wires. Everyone's got either a USB or a lighter jack in their vehicle. Everybody can pull the back off of adhesive tape, so you can install this thing, alright? Let's go ahead and take a look at the Sierra and see where I'm going to install it, and then we'll get started, alright? Alright, let's take a quick look. I've got all kinds of options here. I've got 3 USB ports here, a couple of accessory ports here, or I guess they used to call them cigarette lighter jacks or ports. And I've got 120 there, but I use that to curl my hair in the morning. Plus, we wouldn't want to plug into that anyways, okay? That's off limits. Alright, we've got another accessory port down here, and we've got 2 USB ports here, along with my SSD. So I've got tons of options in this vehicle. Now, here's the question. Where do I want to have a USB cable hanging out of pretty much all the time, right? If I have it up front here, I'm not going to be able to close the little door all the way. I'll probably bust that off. Now, I don't think I want to do that one, okay? I don't think, same with those 2. So, that leaves me this one, or these over here. Okay, so this is where the advantage of actually using like a fuse tap or splicing into your existing power is. You don't have to worry about a port being used or you know, a cable being in your work area. Okay, but I'm not worried about it because what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug into this. I'm actually going to use a USB extension cable. I've got it plugged in now, and I'm going to come along here and run out through here. So let me reposition the camera and show you what we're going to do. Okay, what's the first thing you want to do before you start running wires and strapping everything in? You want to test it out, right? And plus it's cool to test it out, okay? So what we're going to do is we are going to place one of the light bars under each seat and one under the dash, sort of up under the out of the way. Alright, I just wanted to point out real quick how much cable they include, okay? It's an indication of a quality product, okay? And there are also the 2 that are longer are the ones you want to pass through to the opposite side of where your control box is. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Alright, let's go ahead and pass those through. Okay, so I'd recommend, just to make your job easier, move your seats back all the way. The other reason why you want them back all the way is so that when you run your wires, you know that you're going to have enough slack in the wire in case somebody puts the seat back all the way, right? If you put the light bar under here, and you've got it's taut, but the seat's, you know, halfway up, if somebody decides to move the seat back, you know, you're going to either yank the light bar off or you're going to pull the wire apart, okay? Keep that in mind. All right, just move your seats back, plus you're going to have more room to work. All right, so what we're going to need to do, you can't see, there we go, is remove this panel so that I can pass 2 light bars through to the passenger side. I've already got the other side off. With most modern vehicles, you're gonna find that you're gonna have clips. Okay, if you don't see any screws, then basically you know you're dealing with these automotive clips. And what you want to do, tug gently and see if you hear a pop, like we just did. Okay, and what you'll do is kind of work your hand along. It's kind of hard with one hand, and you'll figure it out. Like you'll feel where there's resistance, give it a pop, and you'll feel like there's another one there. Give it a pop, okay? Now it's likely, I already took the other side apart, so I know that there's a little clip up in here. So it doesn't pull straight out, it's gonna pull down. So you wanna keep in mind that it, you know, comes down like that, okay? That's gonna allow us really easy access to run the wire along underneath this console to the back seat so you won't see it also. All right, let me get this out of here all the way. We'll get the lights kind of positioned where we want them, and then we'll go ahead and install it, all right? All right, at this point we need to figure out where we need to mount these LEDs, all right? So keep in mind that every vehicle is likely different. Unless you're going to install into a 2014 Sierra, yours is going to be different. As we look under the dash, all right, let's take a look at where I mounted the first one here. Now keep in mind, it has a self-adhesive. All you have to do really is stick it right there if you want. I kind of want mine to not show so it has more of a glow. But if you don't want to go through all this, you don't have to. You can just stick it right up here out of the way. Obviously not right there, that's your hood latch. But, you know, figure it out. Each vehicle is going to be different, okay? I've got my first one. I'm upside down with you here, right there. I drilled a couple of small holes in this little heater port bracket. And I use a single zip tie. And I may zip it. I ran the cable nicely. You guys are upside down, I know, but I ran the cable all through the brackets, and I could zip tie that as well, so that it doesn't pull. Okay, let me get one under the seat. I'm looking at. All right, so I tried it on that bar back there under the seat, and I was getting quite a shadow here, so it wasn't really hitting the floor as much. So I decided to drill 2 small holes, just like I did under the other bracket, using a zip tie. I could just use the self-adhesive tape, but I'm just going this route here. If I ever want to change my mind, I've just got 2 small holes here, 2 small holes here, not a big deal, all right? Let's go ahead and do the other side here. Let me tighten these ones down and I'll do the other side. All right, let's take a quick look here. I think it's a nice glow. It's daylight, so it's obviously going to be that much more exaggerated at nighttime. I've got my fuse access off here. I thought about tying it in, but I like the placement. That's right there and up underneath there, so you won't be able to see it. You'll be able to see that one, I guess. But so keep in mind that this USB extension is not something that's included with the kit. It's something I had. You can get it for like next to nothing. It just gives you a little more options as far as placement of the box, especially if you're not running to the front ports, okay? The other thing I want to mention is I did run the cable back behind the seat and kind of up into the seat. The cable will move with the seat when it moves. I want to make sure that I leave enough slack so that it will not pull on the cable or the LED. All right, let's go do the other side. Put it back together. Alright, the passenger side seat is done. And I saved the worst for last. So this side's not going to be as well hidden. I could stick it up in here. I've contemplated that. I'm going to get a lot of shadow. I'm not going to get any light toward the back here. with this up in there like that. So, hey, did I mention these are flexible? Look at that. So, I'm going to use zip ties and kind of put it back here. It's not going to be anywhere near as well hidden as my driver's side one. But that's okay, I don't ride over here, and I don't really have many passengers anyway. So, let me get this mounted. Then what I'm going to do is tuck it all back together, get my panels back on. I'm going to tuck the wires sort of, you know, under here, you know, hide the wires. And I think really to get the full effect, we're going to have to wait till nighttime, but we'll check it out here in the daytime. Alright, so this is what it looks like so far. I've got the wires all tucked away. I'm going to put this side panel on. Let's take a quick look at the clips that I was talking about. These are actually better than some. Some are really just like plastic inserts with sort of ribs. Alright, so before we put everything back together, what do? We test it to make sure it works. And that looks pretty good, I think. It's daylight too, right? It's awesome. Wait till nighttime, it's going to stand right out. And I have the seat all the way back. Obviously, if I move that forward, it's going to push that light forward. And I think it looks nice. Alright. What I'm going to do is put all the molding back together, and then we'll see what it looks like. Alright, it's nighttime, and we're all in the back seat together, which is a little bit strange. Keep in mind, my IR receiver is right down there. Everything fits nicely in that little pocket. The wiring is hidden away, and we're going to go ahead and flip it on here. Okay, you do have to point the remote pretty squarely at the IR receiver. Let's go ahead and flip through some colors here. It's already kind of in a sequence. Some are more intense than others. Obviously the blues and the purples seem to be really bright. But you can dim them down, okay? Let's hit the sequences. There you go. Let's do some fades. Hey, thanks for watching. If this video's been helpful at all, give me that thumbs up. And if you want to see more of this type of stuff, hit that subscribe button. Check out Ziste on Amazon. Top quality LED automotive products. All kinds of stuff to choose from. Alright, thanks for watching. Leave questions and comments below. Stay tuned. We're going to crank up the tunes. Have fun.